And we're live. Roll up, everybody. Gather, come join. One man went to Mo. It's that time of the day again. Can't stop, won't stop. So just relentless. The Nigerian state won't stop. So why should we? It is your favorite friendly neighborhood or your man. One man went to Mo. It is that time of the day. I am here. Where are you? Gather, come join. One man went to Mo. The eagle has landed.
Missing someone. Missing someone. Missing someone. With all your missing someone. With from the start. And you did it right from the start. Missing someone is as normal. Missing someone. Missing someone is as normal. Missing someone with all your missing someone with missing someone. I am sad and so
Okay, enough of that. One man went to Mo, the eagle has landed. Let's get straight into it. No time to waste. Let's just dive straight into it. So, Constitution requires Buhari to crush Kanu Igboho. And Nigerian Bar Association Vice President saying this. So, a controversial space. A quick repost, a quick retort from his members. Nnamdi Kanu, MPA react as VP says Buhari has power to crush agitator. So comment and reply. So we go to that space. Wale Soyinka essentially backs Sunday Igboho. His headline, federal government should apologize to Igboho, stop pursuing him as a criminal. Wale Soyinka speaking to that space. And then, of course, we go back to the Eastern Quarters again, a space we had never left since, of course, the rendition of Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya. So to that space, we still go via Cotonou. I promised I will smoke you out. You demanded that all Biafrans pay you monthly and risk not being allowed into Biafra. ASARI Dokubo is the person mocking Nnamdi Kanu. So we go to that space too. So plenty to go through, and we start off straight away. So to the Nigerian Bar Association we go. Constitution requires Buhari to crush Kanu Igboho, says MBA Vice President. So the Vice President of the Nigerian Bar Association speaks. Nigerian Bar Association First Vice President John Aikpokpo Martins Saturday said any president of Nigeria is constitutionally bound to crush secessionists like Nnamdi Kanu and Sunday Adeyemo, also known as Sunday Igboho. Mr. Aikpokpo Martins said under Nigerian law, self-determination agitation is simply unconstitutional. He faulted secessionist claims that agitation for self-determination is a fundamental right, noting that Chapter 4 Fundamental Human Rights Guarantee Provisions of the 1999 Constitution does not include the right to express seeking to divide the country. The Nigerian Bar Association official stated this in his personal capacity in a post on his Facebook page titled Staring the Honest Nest, the Men's Rear. He began his post by differentiating between the agitation of former Niger Delta militants, government, I'm not going to attempt that name, also known as Tompolo, on the one hand, and that of Boko Haram, people, the independent people of Biafra IPOB, and Igboho on the other. Mr. Kanu, the leader of IPOB that is calling for the independence of Biafra from Nigeria, was presented before a federal high court in Abuja on Tuesday, days after his arrest at an undisclosed location abroad. I'm just skipping through paragraphs not to repeat what we've said already. Defending the government's action strictly based on law, Ipopo Martins said, let it be known that there is a major difference in the agitation of the Niger Delta militants as led by Tompolo, etc., to the agitations of Boko Haram, IPOB, and Sunday Igboho. Tompolo never agitated for a different country. This is very, very significant and must reflect on how he is treated. Whereas Boko Haram, IPOB, and Sunday Igboho are agitating to carve different countries out of Nigeria, Tompolo never did that. He is a Nigerian and advocates for justice and equity, albeit as a Nigerian and in Nigeria. Constitutionally, no president, whether he is Buhari, Nnamdi Babatunde Ahmed, Osohan Wike, etc., what his job will treat those agitating for self-determination with kid gloves. He is constitutionally and legally mandated and obliged to crush such people. You may mount fundamental human rights to self-determination, etc., but the fact is, the Nigerian constitution describes Nigeria as one indivisible country. See Section 2(1) of the 1999 Constitution. He explained that Buhari took an oath to defend the constitution. So how can a president who swore to defend the constitution which contained a clause providing for the indivisibility of the country turn around and condone agitation for self-determination, whether by peaceful or violent agitation, when such agitations are directed at the core of the validity and legitimacy of the constitution he swore to defend? According to him, such agitations are simply unconstitutional, and the president is constitutionally bound to crush same. He contended further that Chapter 4, Fundamental Human Rights Guarantee provision of the Constitution that many rely on to defend protest agitations and rallies to demand for a division of Nigeria into different countries did not guarantee such expression when such expressions or assemblage are directed at the validity and or legitimacy of the constitution itself, i.e., seeking a divisible Nigeria. It is a legal, ideological, and philosophical absurdity to rely on a constitution to which you seek to destroy to protect a right to destroy the same constitution. The constitution must inherently and naturally protect and defend itself by denying any person or agitator any right that is inimical to its exercise. So, those agitating to divide Nigeria cannot seek the protection of the constitution. It is not available to them. They can only seek to actualize their demands outside the purview and protection of the 1999 Constitution by whatever means they deem fit. The Constitution and all organs and authorities that take legitimacy from the Constitution will automatically be biased against such agitators, so they should not expect to be granted any benefits as of right. They must brace up to receive any indignity hurled at them by the system with stoic equanimity. Any right guaranteed them by the system is simply magnanimous, except such rights can be founded in international statutes. Mr. Martins advised that the Mr. Martins advised that for the agitators to enjoy the benefits of the Constitution and be free from the biases of those in authorities vis the Constitution, they must first renounce their claims to the unconstitutional calls for the divisibility of Nigeria, i.e., calls to carve out of Nigeria, except and until the Constitution provides for the right to self-determination. Any expression or assemblage where such agitations are made are not only unconstitutional but also treasonable. So, I urge agitators for different countries to be carved out of Nigeria to first agitate for the right to self-determination and referendum to be included in the constitution. Then and only then will a president who seeks to crush such agitations be said to then and only then will a president who seeks to crush such agitations be said to be acting unlawfully, illegally, and unconstitutionally, and only then too can agitations for Boko Haram Caliphate, Odua Republic, and the Biafra Republic be lawful and constitutional. He described those who disagree with his argument as blind. According to him, many persons may not agree with me, but then such people may be blinded by sentiment, ignorance, or both. My analysis is strictly based on the law as I know it, and the law is not sentimental. Lastly, Tom Polo was asking for a better deal for his people within the country called Nigeria, and as a Nigerian, he never professed any other nationality nor sought for the breakup of Nigeria. This fundamental is the ideological difference between him and others. His methods may have been unlawful, but certainly not unconstitutional, so he deserves different treatment to Sunday Igboho, Nnamdi Kanu, Shekau, and all Boko Haramists. The actors' rears may be the same, but the men's rears is not. So actors' rears is intent, of course, and men's rears is action, or with vis-a-vis. Criminal intent, then criminal action. So it's usually criminal intent that takes the lead in legal proceedings. So as ever with lawyers, for every two lawyers there are three opinions. So people react immediately. Nnamdi Kanu, MBA reacts as vice president of the body, says Buhari has powers to crush agitators. So the response, swift and fast. Nigerian Bar Association has distanced the body from the controversial comments by its Vice President John Ikpopo Martins on Nnamdi Kanu. Last week, the Federal High Court directed that the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB leader be kept in custody of the Department of State Services DSS. Kanu was, let's just skim through that. Ikpopo Martins was quoted as saying that President Muhammadu Buhari is constitutionally bound to crush secessionists. The choice of words drew the anger of Biafran supporters and others in favor of separatist movements in Nigeria. In a statement, the Nigerian Bar Association president Olamide Akpata disclosed that he received many enquiries from members and the public. The view expressed by the first vice president are his personal views, which he posted on his Facebook account in the course of an online exchange, and and that the said views do not represent the position of the Nigerian Bar Association on the subject, he noted. Akpata said, as an association founded to defend the rule of law, the Nigerian Bar Association will continue to champion and defend the rights of every Nigerian citizen and groups. He stressed that they have the right to peaceful protest, make lawful demands recognized under the Nigerian Constitution or international charters applicable to Nigeria, and the right to enjoy the presumption of innocence until proven otherwise by a court in a free and fair trial. So that is the comment of the Vice President of the Nigerian Bar Association, and his lead, of course, quickly distances the association from those comments. So to Soyinka's comments we go. Federal government should apologize to Igboho, stop pursuing him as a criminal. Wole Soyinka speaks to the space. Nobel laureate Wole Soyinka has asked the federal government to apologize to Sunday Igboho after officials of the Department of State Services invaded his home and killed two of his associates. The DSS invaded Igboho's house in Ibadan, Oyo State, early on Thursday. Based on intelligence, it said it had received that he was stockpiling arms to cause chaos within the region. Igboho, who has been declared wanted by the DSS, had recently been calling for a Yoruba nation over what he described as a Fulani invasion of the Southwest. In an interview with BBC Pidgin published on Monday, Soyinka said the government's actions and rationale for invading Igboho stinks. So, in an interview with BBC Pidgin published on Monday, I'm just rereading that. In an interview with BBC Pidgin published on Monday, Soyinka said the government's actions and rationale for invading Igbo's home stinks. My advice to the government is that they should stop pursuing Igboho as a criminal because you have begun by acting in a criminal fashion against him, he said. If and when Igboho comes to trial, I guarantee you that the government will be embarrassed. I think they should tell Igboho we made a mistake. We should not have acted in this way. You are no longer wanted. Go back to your home. In fact, escort him to his home and let him resume his normal life. According to Soyinka, Igboho's fight for freedom was preceded by criminal acts of enemies of Nigeria who appeared to be supported by the force of the state. While Soyinka noted he does not like the sound of a Yoruba nation any more than he likes the sound of a thief or Igbo nation, he said the country must restructure through the decentralization of power. According to the erudite professor, Nigeria's current structure was imposed upon it by the people in the military. So that is Wole Soyinka. So now we go now back to the eastern quarters and we speak to what is his name? That space between ASARI Dokubo and Nnamdi Kanu. So I'll give you a little soup song. Or actually, let me bring you this story first. The Easterners are now asking for Malam Buhari to try what is his name? Nnamdi Kanu for mass murder. This is what his people are demanding. So let's go to that quickly. This is what Nnamdi Kanu's own people are demanding. Charge Nnamdi Kanu with mass murder. Igbo group tells federal government. So treachery and betrayal. Sabo, the guy always said he had Sabo amongst his people, and those Sabos now emerge now that the guy is in custody. Again the headline, charge Nnamdi Kanu with mass murder, Igbo group tells federal government. So let's see now what manner of treachery is going on here. A group, the Igbo Peace Forum, IPF, has urged President Muhammadu Buhari's regime to charge Nnamdi Kanu with mass murder. Mr. Kanu, leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra IPOB, has been calling for the secession of Igbos from Nigeria. Now facing criminal charges following his rearrest, Mr. Buhari's regime accused the separatist leader of orchestrating the killing of 60 people. On Sunday, the IPF at a solidarity rally to register their support for the regime and security agencies urged the government to prosecute Kanu for mass murder. IPF's national coordinator, Emeka Opara, said Igbos were concerned that some people in the southeast took up arms against the government, leading to the loss of lives and properties. It will be recalled that the leader of the proscribed IPOB Kanu, who was standing trial on several charges, including treason, jumped bail but was rearrested recently. We all remember how one individual could order from abroad attacks on government formations, killing of hundreds of innocent people. IPOB caused the death of hundreds of people in the southeast, the IPF leader stated. Speaking further, he said, the only way the government can console Nigerians is to bring the perpetrators to justice. Now, with the arrest of Kanu, appropriate charges of mass murder should be pressed immediately. It is the prosecution of these alleged criminals that will give credence to our sovereignty and restore the confidence of the masses. According to Mr. Opara, the activities of IPOB gives Igbos a bad name, endangering their livelihood in other parts of the country. So that treachery, of course, that Nnamdi Kanu has been sounding note of, now in full play now amongst his own people. So treachery or not, ASARI Dokubo certainly has never been one that has been shy in his views on Nnamdi Kanu. So now, Nnamdi Kanu now in custody, ASARI Dokubo hammers down. I promised I will smoke you out. You demand that all Biafrans pay you monthly or risk not being allowed into Biafra. ASARI Dokubo mocks Nnamdi Kanu over his arrest. So, of course, fair enough, it is fair play here because this is not a guy that is suddenly mocking Kanu after he has been arrested. Asari Dokubo's views on Nnamdi Kanu has never changed. He's been consistent all the way through. He was saying this when Nnamdi Kanu was in his full pomp, and he continues to say this now after Nnamdi Kanu is under the jackboot of Buhari, with Buhari's jackboot on Nnamdi Kanu's neck. So consistency, at least. I promised I will smoke you out. You demand that all Biafrans pay you monthly or risk not being allowed into Biafra. Asari Dokubo mocks Nnamdi Kanu over his arrest. So let me give you a soup song and then I'll play you a little clip of the video where he actually says this. Former militant commander and head of the Biafra Customary Government (BCG), Mujahideen Asari Dokubo, has mocked leader of the indigenous people of Biafra (IPOB), Nnamdi Kanu, over his arrest. Dokubo, who had fallen out with Kanu weeks before his arrest, recalled how he vowed to destroy the IPOB leader's empire. He accused Kanu of defrauding Biafrans, saying he has been unable to account for the funds remitted to him. So it is that coloration of fraud and impropriety with money that continues to trail Nnamdi Kanu. This is something that has been carrying for years. These allegations are not new or just coming solely from Asari Dokubo. A lot of people have levied that allegation. The BCG leader also accused Kanu of being a con man and extortionist, claiming he asked Biafrans to pay him monthly or risk not being allowed into Biafra. So let me actually just play you a little a little soup song of this guy actually saying this. So listen to this.
Hey, Nnamdi Kanu, I promised you I will smoke you out. Hey, Nnamdi Kanu, I promised you I will smoke you out. Your madness never start. This one will start now. Now market they go straight. Now from market square you go day. because you have harmed Biafrans. You have traded with us so much. You have traded with us so much. You collect our money in the name of defense funds. And you cannot give account on how we will spend these defense funds. You are demanding that all Biafrans should pay money to you on monthly basis, or they will not be allowed to enter Biafra. Does this not make you a con man, an extortionist? Now you allege. The law says he who alleges must prove that he gave me 20 million. Hey, video no the lie. When I stated it last year leading to the election, you were so cowardly not to respond to me. You sent your followers to respond and they said a lot of things. I demanded, provide the evidence. I demanded 200 million from you. I've never been a member of IPOB. You gave me 20 million. I produce it. Tell us now. Is it my bank transfer? Is it my cash? Who brought the cash to me? So please.
So that is just a little feel of our ASARI Dokubo hammering down on our Nnamdi Kanu. Talk about kicking a man whilst he's down. Ajanle Koko, good to see you. Eagle, good to see you too. To you first, Ajanle Koko, is this form, is this gentlemanly conduct kicking a man whilst he's down? To the narrative, Ajanle Koko.
Uh, Good afternoon or good morning.
Good
One
afternoon.
man. Yeah. I don't really know what this guy, Asari Dokubo is trying to. I don't know what he's trying to achieve. I don't know why this is vicious and unsympathetic attack on Kanu continue. After he's been kidnapped and put in captivity. I don't know why he continue to viciously attack him. Is he trying to become the leader of Biafra struggle, or what is his motive?
I think it's actually after that space. That is what he wants to take over whatever it is that Nnamdi Kanu has created. This is what he's looking to do.
Okay, if that is his motive, can't he see the handwritten on the wall that he will be crushed by
No,
Buhari administration?
you see, what we are only speculating and discussing, of course, Adanle Koko, but what I think he wants to do is he has seen this vast empire that Nnamdi Kanu has created, and is right to say that all these Biafrans, they pay monthly membership fees worldwide. So we're talking about vast sums of money into the millions of dollars monthly coming in. So he wants to monetize that space and commercialize it and take advantage of the commercial side of it and not so much the political side of it. So he's not really after the Biafra whatever, he's after the money.
If he's after the money, I don't think I don't think that Igbo people will be so stupid to line up behind him as their leader. So what is really, as we are speculating, if he's really trying to take over the leadership?
You'll be surprised. There's an overrepresentation of gullible people amongst the Easterners. This is what we are finding. Contrary to what we previously thought, there's an overrepresentation of gullible people in that space.
Yeah, you're right, but but I want to let you know that Igbo people know their own. He is not an Igbo. Igbo will not line up behind
I
him.
only played you a little feel of that. I'll be posting that full video on my thing. But he goes on to actually state that he also is an Igbo man. And he goes on to trace his Igbo bloodline in this speech that he made.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
if he can prove that is an Igbo man, and Igbo people recognize him as one
You
of them.
know, no, you know that he's calling Nnamdi Kanu a con man, but is there a bigger con man in Nigeria than that guy? It's just it's not even a fraud; it's fraud itself.
Yeah, because the to me, I see that after taking over, after this administration kidnap of Kanu and put him in captivity, for another person to assume that position of leadership, I don't think that person will be. I don't think that person will um, uh, believing in Nigeria. That person must actually be outside Nigeria,
No,
because
but it depends on the sort of message, because you see, there's a void created now because people are used to hearing commentaries from that space and direction from that space. So there's going to be a scramble to create to fill in that void that's been created by Nnamdi Kanu, because, as I said, there's just so much wealth in that space that he has created. So this guy is going to move in there. He's going to still speak to Biafra, but he's going to say that we are going to do it constitutionally. So it's a constitutional Biafra that he will offer them, and not the aggressive agitational Biafra that Nnamdi Kanu was professing. This is just me theorizing.
well, yeah, that's another way to look at it. That is going to depend on the leadership of Biafra nation agitators. You see, the decision to now change the dimension of the agitation depend on the leadership of that struggle. It's not going to be a single man decision. So I don't know if ASARI Dokubo is one of the leadership of that struggle. But if not one of them, I don't see him, assuming the position of leadership. But the entire leadership will have to meet and then take a very bold decision on, a new way they want to pursue their agitation. If they want to pursue on,
Do you think they can still go in the same tonality that they were going under the speed of their leader that is now under the jackboot of Malam Buhari? Can they can they still have that that just like energy and that pump and pressure?
oh yes, they can still have it. It depends on the person that they put forward as a leader, a new leader. If they put forward the person that is
You see, because I've been watching that space and listening to the Radio Biafra, etc. And since this guy was taken into captivity, kidnapped, as you said, the energy and the just that pump and verve is not there anymore in the presentation. They've had a couple of people come to try and mimic it, but it is not authentic. It lacks authenticity. So nobody has yet come to occupy that space to present with the same force and impact that we're used to hearing from Nnamdi Kanu. So that void, Ajanle Koko.
yeah, it's going to take some time because Nnamdi Kanu charisma is one of its kind. So to have somebody that we have that kind of charisma, like in the way he talks and the way he expresses it, the way he push out his message, it will. They are not going to get somebody that can push that message hard like he used to do. But it will take some time, and when they even another person assume that position of leadership, he have to prove himself, that hey, I'm worthy for this position, and before everything will get stabilized, and now they will move the course forward. So it's a blow to them. It's something that came so
It's a big
sudden.
blow. This
Yeah,
is it.
yeah. It's
Just to
something
leave
that
that,
came so sudden, and they
yes,
never expected it. So
they
they
were caught
still,
off guard.
yeah, yeah. So this, they're still struggling to get themselves together. So it will take some time, but the cause is there, and the role that Asari Dokubo is going to play in that cause is what I still don't understand. So the
I think it's
leadership,
going to influence the direction of travel of that space, either taking charge personally or remotely impacting. He's already impacting now with his running commentaries on the space. So almost certainly, but whatever happens, that space is going to have to recalibrate because, of course, like you said, the personality of Kanu was essentially the driver. But still within that Kanu space, Ajanle Koko, they say for every two lawyers, there are three opinions. So the legalese and the legality of the Kanu situation is already something that is already a topic of a hot debate. So the vice president of the Nigerian Bar Association, I attempted his name and I will brave myself to attempt it again. John Ipopo Martins, his name is. So he is the vice president of the Nigerian Bar Association, and he has come out on Facebook to controversially say that Buhari is indeed right and even constitutionally bound to crush elements like Nnamdi Kanu and Sunday Igboho with the full force of the law, because the Nigerian constitution, of course, describes the nation as indivisible, and the secessionists are essentially look to carve Nigeria up. So if that president, then Buhari, whoever, even Wike, whoever, irrespective of who the president is, if they are sworn an oath to defend that constitution, which they do swear before they come in, then they are constitutionally bound to defend and crush agitations for secession from the state. So this is what the vice president of the Nigerian Bar Association has said. The president of the Bar Association, of course, has come out to defend, to distance rather the association from that comment, saying that those are the personal opinions of that vice, and he said it on his Facebook page. And he went on to reiterate that the association essentially is there to defend the right of the Nigerian citizens. So the legal argument has already started. Ajale Koko.
you see, the vice president is a dummy-headed guy for coming out with that statement. It's a dummy-headed because I don't know if he understand what the principles of democracy and what democracy really, represent. But I'm glad that the leadership of the association have came out to say he's speaking on his own volition and not for the association. So Nnamdi Kanu, Igboho, and the rest of the people that are agitating are not people that cannot be called to round table discussion and try to convince them to mellow down and bring people together across the country, and let's look at the problem of the country and find solutions for them. That is what this administration should have done. And I'm surprised that somebody at that high level in Nigeria, you see, can just talk, that can support a government that brutalizes a citizen, a government that, kills a citizen.
What he is saying is that he's speaking to law devoid of sentimentality, and he's saying that he went on to say that the agitation in the Niger Delta has a different coloration, because the Niger Deltans are not asking to secede from Nigeria, but they are asking for equity and fair treatment, which this is Tom Polo. I think he may well be a Niger Delta, and this man that is making this commentary, just both from his name and from where his sympathy seemed to lie. But he is exonerating and excusing the Niger Deltans, but his branding and caroling and the Boko Harams and the IPOBs and the Odudu agitators into one banner and saying that Buhari should savage them. This is his legal opinion, but then of course the Bar Association are saying he walks that path alone.
Well,
Can I interject?
Who's that?
Ego, can I interject?
No, go on, Ego, yeah.
First and foremost, let us look into what Martin has said. Is it not Martin, that vice president? We should look into what he has said legally in the narrative, in the constitution, by law. Is he making any sense, or is just talking out of saying? Because we should look at it. If what he's saying is correct by law, then we must try to understand. See, it is high time we begin to differentiate the law from the injustice. And it's high time we begin to look into those that are deliberately, you understand, challenging government. Nobody is happy that this country is run this way. Forget about how Nnamdi Kanu presents his whatever. The message is given to people, the whole Nigerians. Virtually 80% of Nigerians agree with him, outside insults and others. Including the North, 80% of Nigerians agree with him, outside insults and others. But that being said, let us look into this whole issue legally. Like the issue of Igboho. Igboho, if it were not to be that is agitated that, okay, a Yoruba nation trying to divide this country, let me look it that way. If his issue was just to wear sham and drive the Fulani and they went to go and raid his house, the federal government should pay him, because he should not sit and look at them killing him. But when they begin to make an allegation that is trying to divide the country, then we must look at the legal issue, we must look at the things legally, not by just coming to the public space and begin to be one-sided, leaving the real issues that we are supposed to debate and begin to feel that someone are taking side or this are not taking side, without us really, going to exploring what we are really seeing, like the laws and everything, the constitution and that and that and that. So these are the things.
This is what he's saying. If you are speaking to that legal space, this is what this Martins is saying. So let me give you two paragraphs. It says, constitutionally, no president, whether he be a Buhari, Nandi, Babatunde, Ahmed, whatever, what his job, will treat those agitating for self-determination with kid gloves. He is constitutionally and legally mandated and obliged to crush such people. And this is what is predicating that statement upon. It says, you may mount fundamental human rights to self-determination, etc. But the fact is, the Nigerian constitution describes Nigeria as one indivisible country. And then he quotes the section of the law. So he says that President Buhari took an oath to defend that constitution. So etc. etc. So and it's also then saying that it will be unreasonable, even of low wit, to expect that the constitution that describes itself as indivisible will then make provisions for you to for you to destroy it from within. So constitutionally, he's speaking that essentially Buhari is obliged to seek and destroy Igboho, Nnamdi Kanu, Boko Haram, and everyone else.
Okay, should that be the case? You look at it. If that is the case, then that is the case. Because if in your constitution there is no secession or right of all what you are doing, you are eventually breaking the law. If the president has signed to defend the constitution and said, no, you cannot come and divide my country, the president has the right to crush whoever. Nobody supporting Buhari. My brother, but
right
what this we are saying in the public space, we should be saying it with legal minds. Let's forget about the injustice that are marring on us. We know that this country is full of injustices, it's full of all kind of evil. But let us still be looking at what they give to us as a constitution and be looking into the legal.
Hold on. Ajaliko wants to come here. Carry on.
You see, in the first place, the constitution is fraudulent. Do you know that? Do you know that's a fraudulent constitution?
Yeah, but nevertheless, it's the constitution under which we are operating.
Yeah. Secondly,
Is what is
those
guiding you
guys,
since.
Yeah, go on,
can you
Ajani
hear?
Koko. Yeah, go on,
Okay.
we can hear you. Yeah.
First of all, the constitution is fraudulent. Secondly, what those guys are doing, they are not secessionists. Secessionists will take up arms against the government. What Igboho is doing, he is not taking up arms to fight the government. All right? Nnamdi Kanu did not take up arms at the beginning to fight the government. But when the government started brutalizing and killing Igbo people, and the herdsmen came into their space and started killing them, and the government did not do anything to defend the Igbo people from being killed by these criminal herdsmen, they have the right to defend themselves. And that is what they did. And the government even tell
Just
people
that
to
right to
defend themselves,
self-defense.
to
Just
defend
that right.
themselves,
Just
to
that.
defend themselves.
Can I?
Yeah. No. No.
So,
Hold on. Ego.
so
One man.
Ajani Koko. Can you hear me?
yeah.
Yeah, just that right to self-defense, because I've heard that said often. So let us explore that space. The right to self-defense, yes, individually, everybody has the right to defend their life by whatever means and to whatever level of force is appropriate to what they're having to defend their lives against. So if your life is at threat, then you have the right to defend it. So that is fine. But to organize an unconstitutional and unsanctioned militia organization to effectively create a force outside of law to defend a space, that is different from right to self-defense, because that is then essentially organizing like a guerrilla setup.
Oh, well, to some extent, yeah, it looks like gorilla setup. But
Hmm.
one thing, the ineffectiveness of the government to handle the security situation well led to that.
Hmm.
The government failed. You see, when the government failed in their responsibility, a lot of bad things will happen. So the government failed, and these people feel this government is not capable of securing their life. So they came up together, form a group to fight against criminals that come into their place to kill them. The government failed. And the same thing happened in Yoruba land. That is what led Igboho to go to the bush to flush out these people, because they continue. If you have seen the images of people they have killed in the Gogon and the Barakwa area, man, it is I mean, you will cry and you will see people be butchered like animal. So when the government failed, a lot of bad things will happen. And you see the government that told people, go and defend yourself. The Minister of Defense said that you people don't be coward. You are larger in number against this criminal few people coming to your space. Stand up against them. Then you see the president on the TV saying that when the two governors from Southwest came to ask for help, he sent them back that the people who elected you, go and do your representative, go and defend your
But
people.
Ajale
Nothing.
Koko, even in the East, they don't see it as a self-defense. Even amongst the Igbos, they don't see the ESN setup as self-defense. This is what the Igbos are saying. They are saying charge Nnamdi Kanu with mass murder. Igbo group are saying this. A group, the Igbo Peace Forum (IPF), has urged President Buhari's regime to charge Nnamdi Kanu with mass murder. So the lead person of that group, Emeka Opara, his name is, IPF National Coordinator Emeka Opara, said Igbos were concerned that some people in the southeast took up arms against the government. So even if some people do not entirely buy into that narrative of self-defense.
I believe that group does not represent the entire Igbo people. I want to assure you that they might be government sponsored, and there might be, some group formed by politician, you know, because politicians benefit a lot in this in Nigerian project. So they don't want anything that will break away Nigeria or break Nigeria into pieces. So that group is, to me, is not representing the interests of the entire Igbo people in entirety, but they just for some few, or for the sponsored by government or politician. So, and it's just sad that sometimes people don't even don't stand up against the real problem. They don't speak up against the real problem. The real problem we have is that the government failed in its responsibility in entirety, and that is why we're having all this problem. So,
All right. Quick comment. Soyinka is speaking to the Igboho space and essentially giving his or lending his support to Sunday Igboho, asking the government to apologize to the guy because, of course, the guy has done nothing other than peacefully and by way of a rally. A rally is no different from holding a concert, so long as it's peaceful, to peacefully advocate for the pulling out of the Yoruba people from the Nigerian experiment. And for that, they went to Savage's house. So Soyinka is asking the government to apologize and to guarantee his safety and escort him back to his home. So this is Soyinka coming out in defense of Sunday Igboho.
I commend Professor Soyinka for that statement. That is that's a lot of wisdom in that statement that is made by Professor Wole Soyinka. Is one of the elderly person in Nigeria that is always very objective and speak the truth all the time, and the truth is truth all the time can help a nation to be on the right track. So if government of Buhari have called people together, have invited Igboho, Kanu, or some leaders all over the places to sit down, and we wouldn't have got to where we are today. The situation it continued to degenerate every day, and he thought that he's going to win. You don't govern a nation like that. This is democracy. Democracy is all about dialogue, lobbying, negotiation. To push an agenda, and not by force. You don't govern by force in democracy. You don't crush your people. You don't kill your people. You see, it is Wole Soyinka.
Until we completely do away with all this military style governance, because to all intents and purposes, we are still under a military administration. Buhari, a military man, Obasanjo, of course, a military man as well. We only had an interlude with Goodluck Jonathan, and normal services resumed with the military administration again. So this concept of democracy, they don't really understand it, because their mind is already formed in the manner that they are. So you cannot teach an old dog new tricks. Buhari, a Democrat, you must be joking.
Yes, you're right. But man, I believe that when somebody grow older, you become wiser. But
or you become set in your ways. This one of the two.
So what is wrong with him? Is getting older and he's still acting like when he was in 30 years old. Something is wrong. Obasanjo was a military man as well. He didn't govern like this.
Is emboldened by that power. Agbára
Yeah.
ń gùn,
Uh,
as we say in
yeah.
Yoruba land. Agbára ń gùn.
Obasanjo didn't govern like this. Obasanjo, you know, brought everybody together. It tried to be very fair in his appointments and everything. Everybody was looking the same way. That everybody started having that confidence. That destruction that Babangida did by annulment of June 12th, that was almost the destroy the country or break up the country because of Yoruba standing up against the annulment of June 12. But that Obasanjo was able to manage the situation and brought everybody together, help the space, economically, grow up everything. And, he's supposed to do the same thing too. But this man is pursuing an agenda that is destroying the country. It's not helping the country in any way.
All right, thank you, Ajanle Koko. Stay there if you can, if you have the time to spare. I'd like your opinion on another narrative as well. Ego, I'm coming to you too, but let me bring you this human interest story, and I'd like both your opinions on it. So when I come back, I'll come first to Ego, but I'd like Ajanle Koko's opinion on this as well. Man to serve 9 years in prison after he tried fleeing from court when he was convicted for abandoning a woman he impregnated. So so not choosing not to marry a woman now is a criminal act within the Nigerian space. So the laws, of course, in Nigeria are very peculiar. Man to serve 9 years in prison after he tried fleeing from court when he was convicted for abandoning a woman he impregnated. A man has been sentenced to 9 years in prison after he attempted to escape from a magistrate's court after the court sentenced him to 2 years imprisonment for abandoning a woman he impregnated. 31-year-old Malam Zakaria, an indigene of Pariya village in Fufero, local government area of Adamawa State, was earlier charged for deserting Mariam Usman of the same village, whom he impregnated in Adamawa State. Mariam Usman lodged a complaint on June the 16th, 2021 at the Divisional Police Headquarters in Giria that Zachariah impregnated her and started avoiding her and also stopped taking her calls after she broke the news to him. Mariam also claims Zachariah conspired with the operators of a pharmacy, Sunday Asoga, to terminate her pregnancy, with the chemist unsuccessfully administering abortion pills to her, which failed to remove the pregnancy. The convict, who was arrested by the police and charged to court on June the 18th, 2021, admitted to committing the crime, whilst his alleged co-conspirator was let off the hook at the resumed hearing of the case on June the 28th. Magistrate Adamu, whilst ruling on July the 2nd, the adjourned date of the case, convicted and sentenced the defendant to 2 years imprisonment with an option of a fine of 150,000 naira. But shortly after his conviction, Zachariah asked for permission to urinate. But shortly after his conviction, Zachariah asked for permission to urinate, then fled by scaling the court fence. He was chased by the he was chased by the prosecutor and other security personnel and was eventually caught with the assistance of pedestrians and passerby around the government house gate. Because of his attempt to flee, the magistrate recalled his case file and invoked Section 138 of the State Penal Code law and slammed him with 7 years jail term for attempted escape, totaling 9 years imprisonment without option of fine. So 9 years imprisonment without option of fine for the temerity of toasting a girl and getting her pregnant but refusing not to marry her. It go to you. Ego. Yeah, unmute yourself, Ego.
Hello.
Yes, hi.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
It's 9 years. Well, it's laughable, but when you look at that judgment,
Hmm.
you will see that it's just to send a message. Maybe in another there is always an appeal. Maybe in another 1 year or whatever, good to do an appeal. Maybe they'll get
But
that
should he
guy.
even be in court at all? Yes, he got the girl pregnant, and yes, he's refusing to marry her. So what? How is that a criminal offense? The girl
I don't know.
is not alleging that he raped her, and
Yeah,
he did not defraud her of money. They were
yeah.
dating. She got pregnant. He changed his mind. How is that a 9-year term?
We don't know it's according to the law. Let us look what is written in the law. I don't know that the man who handed in 2 years. Did he just handed in 2 years? Is he a mad judge or whatever? So when they take some certain decisions, what we should do, go back and look at our laws. Maybe we are even doing things in this country that we don't know. Maybe really to abandon a girl after impregnation, maybe it's called for 2 years. I'm not a lawyer, but at least let us begin to some of these decisions these judges they make. Let us begin to go find out and begin to see how they are really treating the Nigerian people.
I
That's what
think
I
the,
feel.
I think that that almost is the most ridiculous thing I've heard this year. You are
Hmm.
dating a girl. You say, okay, I've had enough. I'm not dating you anymore. She goes and reports you to the police that you got her pregnant, and they jail you. Did he rape you? No, he did not. He is my boyfriend. And what has he done? He said he doesn't want to date me anymore. Lock him up. I mean, what is
Maybe,
that?
maybe the law said if you pregnant a woman and refuse to care for her, is 2 years imprisonment. Do you know if that is the law? If that's the
Well,
law, you should go to jail.
I don't know about that, but
So
anyway,
what are we
that
talking?
just
So what
strikes
are
me
we talking
as
about?
very
Yeah,
peculiar.
we know that in the world today, in Nigerian today, such a thing shouldn't have gone to court. But he has gone to court, and this is what we got. So we should go back to our book and see what is written in our book. This is what I understand, Mr. Wonderman.
Okay, to more
Yeah.
important matters, Mr. Martin saying that Buhari should crush Igboho,
Good. Let's
uh,
go back. Let's go back to
Let,
Mr.
let
Kanu.
me
Martin.
let me speak on that
Yes, I
that
mean, is it?
magistrate.
Do you find it ridiculous, or are you with Igbo that if that's the law, that's the law?
No, I'm not with Igbo. That is so ridiculous. I don't know which law we say you should go and put somebody in jail for impregnating somebody. I don't know that kind of law that we say that. I mean, what have they done? How have they confirmed that he is the one that impregnated her in the first place? Have they done the DNA test or whatever they're supposed to
It's
do?
just ridiculous, isn't it?
And then, I mean,
Look at the
are
amount
they,
of
are they,
single mothers in Yoruba land. If that
One
was
man,
the
no,
law,
one man,
half
and
of
Ajan
Yoruba land will
Lekoku.
be in prison. Eh?
even
One
even
man
if,
and Ajan Lekoku. Are you
Yeah.
both telling me that that judge ruled in madness? It was
yes,
not true.
No,
He
yes.
just
Let
went
me
there and
tell
said
you,
that.
yes, he ruled in
Did he
madness.
rule
Let me
in
tell you.
madness? Tell us,
Okay, I
because
will
we are in the
let
world
me
space.
yeah, you know Nigeria is a law. It's a country where nobody even respect the law, even the magistrate you are talking about. Maybe what happened is that girl father or parent are very rich,
yes,
and they know the magistrate, and they want to use all means to punish that boy.
yes.
That boy is from a poor home, and they want to use the instrument of the corrupt
Judicial system.
judicial system
Mm.
to punish that guy, and that is what they did. But there will never be any law, even in the United States where we live. The worst they will do is that when you impregnate somebody after the lady put to bed, they will start charge you. I mean,
They will cite you child support and
yeah,
tax your wages. Yeah, that's
child
it.
support, and even the child support there are some states that they will do the DNA to confirm that the child really belong to that guy. If that child does not belong to that guy will not be charged for child support.
I mean, because
So
the opposite of
so
what we are saying is to ask
yeah,
somebody to be in a relationship against their
you
will.
can't force
I
somebody to
mean,
marry another person. Ego.
only in
Let us
Adamawa,
use
of
our
course.
common sense. There is no law that we said, okay, you have to force people
Eh,
together.
all these
So if
Abuki
they are
people, they
talking
are
about
just
rape, if it is
weird.
about rape, it's a different thing. If
Hmm.
they are charging him for rape, that he raped her, yes, I could agree with that. But say he impregnated her and he said he doesn't want, and that because of that he
And
have to go to
Adamawa, by
jail.
the way, is
And in the
essentially
north,
a Christian space, so we can't even blame it on their religion or anything. It's just stupid.
I, I believe the parents are rich. They just want to use the instrumentality of the judiciary, corrupt judiciary, to punish that boy. And that's
Yes.
what they try to do. That's the
No,
way I
no,
see it.
I buy into that as well. I buy
Yeah,
into what you just described. That's almost
yeah.
certainly say go marry Amabi. Okay, then
Okay, you go jail now.
you go jail now. Uh,
Because after putting this guy in jail now for 9 years, and this one put to bed, who is going to take care of the boy, of the baby? Who is going to be where is going to be the father?
what is
So
going to happen is the boy's family will go and beg that okay, we'll marry her, and then they will release him and then organize wedding. And then when the guy starts to beat her in the house now, that will be another round of police matter. This is
it is
Nigeria.
it is laughable, man. It's ridiculous.
Guys say no one do, no one do. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've heard it ever in my life.
I
So
never.
something more ridiculous. I mean, God Almighty. But back to you, Ego. More serious matters. This lawyer now saying that Buhari should just carry on savaging everybody that is backed by law.
Good. If we were to be following the law, we're in a lawless country. So sometimes when you look at the decisions some of these people they make, yourself, we've criticized, we've done all kind of things. Nothing we've not done in this nation to still see that at least we are speaking at. But we'll continue to hear some things that are, I don't know, that are really, 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 a lot of things we continue to hear that has nothing to do with people's life or the betterness of this country. Okay, now this man, Mr. Matthew or wherever, who is the vice president of the law in this country, the vice president of the law in this country, he has come out to make this kind of statement, knowing fully well that this country has never been governed by law before for a very long time, that people just overdo things the way they want. He is telling us now that these people has broken the law, that the only people that has right for what they are doing are to polo, government polo. And this is a law itself. So I want to know where he read all these things from, and whoever is coming out to tell him that, because the law is the law. You say 99 constitution, this and that and that. Whether you like it or not, is what is binding you as near you today in Nigeria is that 1999 constitution. Whatever they will be doing for you, they will be doing it from there. So we agree that it's not perfect, but then it's what is binding us for now. So if a vice president of the law of this country will come out and make such a statement, okay, then we too should exploit the law and exploit what he's saying. Whether really, yes, what he's saying is by the law. Because anything outside that context, we are just making mouths. These people in this country, they are funny. Anything outside that context, the government will go on be doing what they are doing and telling you it's by law. So we want to see a space in the law who also say that these people have right to do what they are doing, in as much as it's peaceful. They've not carried arms, they've not done this, because we know that Igboho has always preached peace. He preaches peace. He only go after those people in sham and they shot at him and blah blah blah. We know the story. In terms of his rally, he preaches peace and rejects the killing.
Ego, you see the position that this vice president of the Bar Association is adopting is an interesting one, because the instrumentality that binds a country legally is not just the constitution, it is also the international charters that they are signatory to. So Nigeria is a signatory to the United Nations Fundamental Rights Charter, and included in that are languages of self-determination. So we're signatory to that. So you cannot say that you will live only within the ambit of your constitution to the exclusion of the charters that you are signed up to. And if Nigeria is signed up to these charters, then of course these charters have to come into play within that space. So there are a lot of
Yes.
legal arguments still to be had there. This guy,
Very,
of course, I
very,
think is just
very
playing to the
correct. Like what
gallery.
you
Yeah,
said. That is why
yeah.
we have lawyers.
Mm.
That is why we have lawyers. Then you will see legal mind. I've once told you that Nnamdi Kanu will be released by law. See, they claim that he has been destroying that and that. See, it is when this man, the defense minister, asked them to defend themselves. That was when Nnamdi Kanu started defending himself. See, if they go to anywhere legally, they follow the case as normal. I believe that guy might, at the end of the day, be released as he was released before in this country. Nothing will happen to him. That's what I believe. But if
No,
there is no
I don't think
fairness in what
anything.
they are doing, they will keep him there. If there is fairness, they will release him. If there is no fairness, they will keep him there.
Mm. I don't think
That is a
anything
fact.
will. I don't think anything will happen to him in custody either. But I don't think he's going to be released legally because the law is just so against him. There's just so many things that he has done. But I think he will be
Okay.
released. I think he will be released, but I think he will be released politically. He will be released when the political expediency is there to use him to play to a political narrative. So they will release him for political expediency, but certainly not by law.
Possibly, yes. I completely agree with you because we are moving into the election space and the election time now. Or moreover, it might be there, the coming government might release him. So this is
Yes.
what we are, yeah, this is what we are trying to say. We must look into the legal area of it, not that they have fake constitution, so we should break it, or they have that, we have the no. Nobody is happy with the injustice. There are a lot of injustice and lies and deceits across this country that every one of us is angry about. But what still binds us is that fake 1999 constitution. Whatever we do that is against it, we will be held accountable for it. And those who are really breaking the look at, they are giving an INEC, what do you call it, to an APC member, which the constitution said that the body should be free. This one is open breaking of constitution. This man has not been questioned or be arrested for that. See, we are just, I don't know, man. We just pray, man. And we are tired of praying.
Wale Soyinka prays as well, Ego, and his
I
prayer
stand with him.
is that Buhari tones it down and leaves this Sunday Igboho alone because the same narrative, at least similarity in tonality, Igboho also agitating for a Yoruba space, but he is saying to his followers that he's non-violent, he's holding rallies, which is like a celebratory carnival to rally people around and sensitize them to the message that he's preaching, which is all still encaptured within his rights, to call a mass and speak to a mass of people. So no law has been broken. So the savagery that we saw, Wale Soyinka turns his nose up at that and says that Buhari should settle himself down and apologize to Igboho. So Wale Soyinka backs Igboho.
Completely agreed with Wale Soyinka. Listen, it's high time this country, some of the leaders are supposed to listen when some people speak. You see, somebody like Wale Soyinka, if he rise up and speak in this country, whether you are Buhari, you are supposed to sit down and listen. Because these are people, these are geniuses that have led us from early days to date. You should not be a military man and believe that all power belongs to you. You know, Buhari is very uncharismatic. It is not a leader that has charisma. He's just a leader that do his things one way. You understand? If not, he should allow for once allow people to just see him as a human being by really escorting Igboho to his house with his military and do a check of what he destroyed and give him his whatever they spoiled in that his house. Because really, the guy has not really committed. He never ignited anything. He never started anything. So we should see Buhari taking some kind of step, declaring wanted that you want to kill him, you want to do that. You are just trying to groom many other kind of people that will continue protesting in this country without getting to an end. We've seen this kind of thing before or act before.
Okay,
So I agree with Soyinka.
yeah, for Buhari to be seen as a human being, first he has to be one, and a lot of people will argue that he is not a human being. But
Hmm.
the one thing that we've always heard from three words that we've always heard from Nnamdi Kanu throughout all of his broadcast. The first one is bastard. He calls everybody a bastard, so we hear that every day from him. The other one is a fulefu. He says that all of the time. We hear that every day from him. And the third word that we hear from Nnamdi Kanu is sabo, which is just an acronym for a saboteur. So we hear that all the time from him as well. So
And
sabo
Zulu.
sabo, yeah. So Sabo Sabo we hear from Nnamdi Kanu, and to that Sabo space now we go. Igbo group asking for the charging of Nnamdi Kanu with mass murder. This is what his people are asking for. The charging of Nnamdi Kanu with mass murder. So to that space, an Igbo group, Igbo for peace, something or the other. So they're asking that Nnamdi Kanu be charged for mass murder. So let me see. Yes, charging Nnamdi Kanu with mass murder. Igbo group tells federal government. So they call themselves Igbo Peace Forum, and their leader is a guy that goes by the name Emeka Opara, and he wants Nnamdi Kanu charged with mass murder. So Sabo to that space, Ego.
It's a serious matter. These are the things we are saying. These are the things we are saying. These are the things we are talking. Sometimes when you try to make these things clear and open to these people, it looks as if you are the hater to the Igbos. But me and you, we are not, my brother. We are only trying to say the things the way we see it. You understand? If an Igbo group cannot come and say they should go and jail the man, what else do you want us to say? Who are those Igbo group and who are these people that call themselves the Igbo peace group?
What Ajale Koko is suggesting is that it's just some shadowy thing, almost certainly set up by the government itself. Propaganda essentially is what
Yes.
Ajale Koko is saying.
Is that I want to agree with Ajale Koko because they have this kind of propagandas a lot. So I want to agree with Ajale Koko for what he just said right now. It's the propaganda, that's what is going on, absolutely. And let me take you back. ASARI Dokubo, that you are saying that is going after maybe wherever to be a Biafra, this, that.
Oh,
See,
yes.
no Igbo man will collect his money and give it to ASARI Dokubo. No Igbo man will allow ASARI Dokubo to lead him. These things you must understand. So whatever you say,
But
ASARI
is,
Dokubo
but
is
is the
doing,
president of Biafra, is it not the customary government of Biafra? He is the ruler of the space.
he's a self-acclaimed. Who appointed him?
Eh?
Self-acclaimed?
He's declared himself the president. Look at that.
Ah, okay.
We're such a ridiculous bunch in that country, we're ridiculous people.
These
We
people are
Nigerians.
just acting movie for me and you one man. It's all movie thing they're acting for us to watch. You don't know.
All right. Thank you,
Nobody
Ego.
will give him anything.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Ego. Stay with
This
us.
guy again.
So when we're rounding
Okay.
off, but before I go on to Solly, let me acknowledge Charles Lit Vlogs super chat. The largest super chat. Well, it actually matches Alexander, because Alexander has super chatted to this amount as well. So the equal largest amount of super chat in super chat that we have had, and Charles Late Vlog is super chatting to say this. He says Igbo is trending on Twitter. That shows you that Nnamdi Kanu needs tone out of jail, because Biafra is the only way. I am Igbo and I don't believe in one Nigeria. Any believe in one Nigeria, shame on you. Most Igbos believe in Biafra, not one Nigeria. So essentially, we understand what he's saying. He's saying Igbos are trending, the word Igbo is trending on Twitter. That shows you that Nnamdi Kanu needs to be out of prison, because Biafra is the only way. That is according to Charles Leeds. He goes on, I am Igbo, that is he is Igbo, and he does not believe in one Nigeria. Anyone who believes in one Nigeria, shame on you. Most Igbos believe in Biafra, not one Nigeria. So that is Charles Lit Vlog saying that via super chat. So, Charles, your opinion acknowledged and read. Your opinion sought, though, solely. So, to the space, the legal, missives coming out of the Nigerian Bar Association with the vice president of the space saying that Buhari is actually constitutionally bound to crush Sunday Igboho, Nnamdi Kanu, etc., but not Tom Polo. So he makes a legal argument for that. The Nigerian Bar Association comes out quickly to distance itself from that commentary. ASARI Dokubo mocks Nnamdi Kanu, saying that I promised to crush you and now you're crushed. And Igbo group calls for the charge of mass murder to be levied against Nnamdi Kanu by the Buhari administration. And Wole Soyinka comes out in the public space to demand a public apology for Sunday Igboho, saying that there's no justification for what happened. And then just a human interest story of a man sentenced to 9 years in prison for the high crime of getting a woman pregnant and refusing to marry her. He did not rape her, it was his partner. He lost interest, and for losing interest in that woman, a 9-year jail term. So good to see you, Solly. Solly.
Hello. Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry. I was talking to my friend. I didn't hear the topic.
So you didn't even hear my recount of. Do you know the talking
Yes.
points? So do you want me to move on to engineer?
No. Please. If you can summarize it, I remember some of the topics.
I've already summarized it. Let me move on to engineer because if you are not, let me move on to engineer. Engineer, are you there, engineer?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Did you hear my recap?
Yeah.
So just to that space, 9-year term for not for toasting a girl but not marrying her. This is what is happening in Adamawa.
To be honest, I wanted to ask what part of Nigeria is the law.
Is Adamawa, isn't it? So
It's Cameroon. That part is the Cameroonian part.
This is. Even they told us that Atiku is a Cameroonian.
Well, good afternoon to everyone. And
Yes.
Good afternoon, engineer.
Engineer, good afternoon. Imagine if that was the law in Lagos, where half the female population are baby mothers, or half the men will be in jail.
That means Lagos will be short of men.
That if you get a woman pregnant and you don't marry her, it's 9 years in jail.
Wow. That's to tell you how the country is just been in the mess, and it's continue being in the mess. To be honest, things like this is just I don't know if it is the family of the girls who push that to that limit that for them to sentence a man like that 9 years. And come to think about it, she's pregnant and the baby will be 8 years, when the dad will be released from prison.
There you go. And imagine the resentment that you have built up in 9 years, the hate.
Exactly. So how would they feel when the baby will be asking them, where is daddy? So sometimes people need to think very well before they do anything or they take action.
I doubt if he'll spend more than 6 months there, his family will go and beg but it's just ridiculous. But to more important matters, the Nigerian Bar Association, their vice president are saying that Buhari should crush the agitators, but the association itself coming out with a statement to distance themselves from the comments.
Yeah, but the thing is, what you understand, Nigeria is politics. 2023 is just around the corner. So everybody is preparing how to fish. That's the truth. And nobody don't want their net to be leaked. Or their net to be destroyed. So that's just what is happening in that country now. Because people will do anything to prepare for 2023. And when you come to think about it, what Mr. ASARI Dokubo
yes, the Mujahideen. What do you call him? Mujahideen.
I keep saying that guy, I like him so much for one thing, because he's just there to fight for his own pocket. That's just the fact.
Nothing. He's there for comedy.
Exactly.
Mm,
He's activist that he's just there for his money, and he's there to back up some of the people, some of the Muslim in that country. That's just the truth. Because when it comes to reality now, see, if today we don't have Nnamdi Kanu, or we don't have Sunday Igboho, you understand? How do you think the level of the atrocity that will go on in that country? At least with the presence of these two men, Nigeria has become into a little bit shape.
mm.
People are becoming to become wise. So things like this, it's really really sad. It's very sad. If Asari can come out and be saying all this kind of thing, come on, he's a human like you. It's just there's what we call dialogue. Today, if I see no parent will see their child doing bad thing, they will call that kid to caution. If Nnamdi Kanu offended you, you have the right to call him. You understand? This is how it works. This is you're not supposed to do this. You're not supposed to do that. That's how life will be, and that's how you put things in order. But coming online and be saying this, that, just because of because of money and the rest. Vanity is vanity is vanity. That's just the truth. And regarding
Soyinka,
Soyinka, our professor,
Prof.
yeah, you see that I do have people back in Nigeria. What really happened to Sunday Igboho? If I tell you now, I don't know if you guys are still aware or that has linked to you guys. When they came to raid his house, do you know the information is from insider, someone from inside his compound, telling them where his room is? That's why they were on call when they are operating in that guy's house. It's really, really sad. It's really sad. You see, something that is affecting that country, betrayal and no more trust. People believe in making money fast. This is what is affecting Nigeria as a whole nation. Nobody wants to go and work hard and make that money, but people choose to make it in a very easy and soft way. It's completely sad. I feel so sorry, honestly, because you see,
Well, if that was what happened, it would be sad but not surprising because, like you said, that's just the space. And they will throw you under the bus for. We are just going through we are still going to speak on the Igbo people saying that they should charge Nnamdi Kanu with mass murder. So everybody is just throwing everybody under the bus.
yeah, we know. You see, let me quickly say about the Nnamdi Kanu. When the people they're coming out, oh, let's charge him, let's charge that. I keep saying it. If today the Igbo leaders are not taking money from Buhari, right? Let's be honest. If today Nnamdi Kanu has enough to feed Nigerian, they will follow him. They will surely follow him. But due to the fact that they have been taking money, it's like you're denouncing your culture to these men just because of money. Something you would die and leave it. It's completely sad. This guy came out and he is saying the truth, regardless this and that. He is there to help people. He's educating people. But look at it. Today, some people, if Peter can deny Jesus, why? So things like this can happen, but they won't see the other side of it. This man is there to help people. People can't see it. That's the problem with Nigerians, and it's really sad. It's really sad because
Just that. Sorry, carry on. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you come to think about it, today where are all the top Igbo leaders? You understand? It's only few that will come out and say something. The ones that they're there, the ones they are on seat, the ones they are in the parliament, what are they saying regarding this man?
No, I think a few of Abaribe will probably. We still not even heard what Abaribe has to say. His commentary on the Kano situation, because of course he was his surety. So does that mean that his money is safe now, at least, and they'll stop
No,
chasing
but
him?
we have Igbo leaders. We have traditional leaders that can come out and speak. You understand? It's just like when the Niger Delta they blocked they threatened to bomb the oil pipe. What happened? There you come. They send the traditional leaders. They went there. But what I'm saying here is, why can't they send traditional leaders to go and speak on behalf of Nnamdi Kanu? You understand? There are things that is happening in that country that it baffles me. Honestly, it baffles me. This guy came out. He's trying to help everybody. Come on, we can't be suffering at all time. Nigeria as a whole, for the past 16 years up to today, there is no light, there is no road, there is no water, and these people will still come back to power and still do the same.
But you see, just the thing is, very few people will come out and speak to the canon narrative because he's so unpopular, even virtually with everybody. So it's just anyway, we'll see how that plays out. But this thing you were saying about the betrayal of Sunday Igboho, this is news to the space. Where is that coming from? That it
It's
was people
coming
that were
from Ibadan, directly from where he lives. I was once there. I lived there. My sister attended this university. What is it, Leeds City or something?
Yeah.
When that university was opened, to be honest, my sister, she attended that university. See, this is what is happening. The same people who came to raid this guy's house, they were on call. Someone is directing them to Igboho's room directly. They were on call. If you notice, there was they said, "Oh, the people are speaking different language." They were on call. They were being directed what to do. Guiding them to his own personal room. So if you look at it, how many hours took them to do that operation? Not that much. So that is it. And it's sad. It's really, really sad. People who do that, you see, betrayers, there's too many in that country. People love money more than human now.
They love money more than freedom, apparently. This is what we're saying. Or maybe they don't understand the message. Do you think they don't understand the message that people like Kanu, Igboho, Chowore, do you think the Nigerian population actually understand the message that these people are preaching to them?
It's only few people, only few that understand that language, because the level of the poverty, it has drained everybody in that country. It's like the poverty have married them properly, but they can see it, but they can't speak. Fela said suffering and smiling and suffering. This is what is happening. You understand? Because when you're being drained, when that thing suck you proper, there's nothing you can do. You just be looking and be hoping on God to come down from heaven and drop bread and fish. So this is what is happening. It's only people in diaspora that they can see it, and it's only people like us now are seeing things that is going on in that country and do our best to help people for them to see what is happening. Because it's unfair. A lot of graduates, they go to school. Where is the job? There is no job, nothing. Some of the graduates, you see them riding motorbike just to make money, but still they will tax them. You understand? So some they will manage to buy a car to do taxi. They will still tax them. The same Nigerian government will tax them. So the system is just completely, it's sad. It's really sad. It's really sad.
All right. Thank you, engineer. I'm going to start sweeping now. So stay with us, engineer. You can round it off for us.
No problem.
I'll take your comment, Ajanle Koko, and then from Ajanle Koko, I'll go to Ego. So Ajanle Koko, you off you go, and then to Ego, and then after Ego, James. So just bear with me for a moment. So Ajanle Koko to you, and then once you're done, Ego. All right.
Okay.
All right.
It's unfortunate that we have an administration in Nigeria that does not respect the rule of law. even though the Constitution guarantee rule of law for everybody, but they don't respect it. They rather break the law than to respect the law. And this Buhari administration has really shown us that he is autocratic and not democratic, and it is a regime, not a government. So, and until when Nigerians understand it, that this administration is a regime and not government, because government will always do the right thing for their people, because they are elected to represent the people and do what they promise to do for the people. So when Nigerian people sit back and don't understand that concept of governance, there's no way we will get out of this. It will continue to get bad and get worse. And that is the problem. The people of Nigeria doesn't understand the concept of good governance. The media is like the media in Nigeria that's supposed to be the mouthpiece of the people, that's supposed to be in the front, fighting for the right of the people, guiding the principle of democracy. They are dead as well. Or they've been bought over by the government. One of the two. They are dead. They are scared. Nobody wants to challenge because of what? Because of money. They don't want to lose that money they make every day. So when we don't have the media in the front, I mean, we don't have democracy.
All right.
So that's my take for this month.
Thank you, Ajanle Koko. Good to have you. A regular fixture now, Ajanle Koko. So we hear from you, James. James, to you.
Hello, good day, sir.
Hello, James. How are you?
Everybody.
Yeah.
I hope people are hearing me.
Yeah, we can hear you perfectly.
Yeah.
I hope people are hearing me.
Yes, we can.
Okay. So, my take on, I would like to talk about this guy, ASARI Dokubo, I think with people like ASARI Dokubo, the entire South and Southeast have to really re-examine exactly what they want. Because, first of all, I talk about distrust. It's not something that we should brush aside, because ethnic nationality have a long role to play when it comes to this particular issue that is on ground. If ASARI said he's the head of of IPOB, or he said he's the head of BRIFA or something like that, and I don't know the kind of BRIFA he's talking about, whether it's the same BRIFA that IPOB is preaching, because it's becoming very complex.
I think it is his own creation. Biafra, customary.
Biafra of Calabari.
Yeah, Biafra or Calabari,
Oh, because
you have Coke and then you have Diet Coke. So the Diet Coke is Diet Biafra that is doing the
his own BRIFA. His own people cannot even sit around him and welcome him with the name BRIFA. I've never seen it at all. Except few guys, we just organize few people around him, they make some video and they are out there making noise and we have.
Well, this is how he's making his dollars now. You are calling it a video, but for every one of those videos, his dollars is coming in.
Anyway, it's true. It depends on. That's why I said, everyone now as far as Nigeria is concerned, I can say naturally Nigerians are be affected by what I call Nigeria virus. A virus that has affected people so much that they don't believe in truth. They don't believe any longer in hard working. And no one cares about tomorrow. We just want to have it, enjoy it, and celebrate it like our multi-millionaires. And now it's not a very big problem. recently you
is
can see
that
even our
Instagram lifestyle, isn't it? Is that
yes,
Instagram lifestyle? You know, a lot
yeah,
of people are led by what they see in social media. People will go and hire, like a Lamborghini or Ferrari or something, and go and borrow clothes and take all these pictures. Remember the story of one girl that went to somebody's house and was doing video of that house, and the guy came and caught her. So is
and
that
hell out of
lifestyle?
her,
So, hmm? You remember that story?
out of her, beat her
Uh-huh.
seriously
So,
for
so,
police.
so is that lifestyle that everybody is chasing, all this fake lifestyle that people are portraying online that a lot of people think is real? So they're
Yeah.
chasing fake life and they're just throwing each other under the bus in that chase of that fake life.
And that is why the Fulanis are, taking over everything. Because if I may ask one question here, everyone should check his own state of origin carefully and ask yourself a question: what is my governor doing that is different from what Fulanis are doing? You will discover that there is nothing. Even if we manage to create a state police and put it under this kind of people, we may likely even have a problem that is worse than what we are seeing today. They may use it for their own power advantage and destroy
Mhm.
everybody and cause eternal fight among state
They will
people.
just turn it into killer squads. They will be
Squad.
using it to assassinate their
Yeah,
political enemies and killing people.
yeah. If, for example, now I am from Edo State, my state governor is able to identify Edo State people, give them some certain number, social security number. I will say, okay, this guy is operating a different direction. And if he's able to account for the money generated in the state and people that are paying tax, then I will say he's doing a different thing. So tell me what he's doing that is different from the rest people. And you can see that even Nigeria, what we cry for is just road, water, and this one. And not those kind of things supposed to be things that are supposed to be, be provided by the ministries. You cannot do road without Ministry of Works and you expect that road to be there because who is going to maintain it? But it's very unfortunate the president award contract, the state governor award contract to individuals they know best and nobody is to account for it. So we are still under the same circle. And if we Satanans are claiming that we are so different from the Fulani, despite because Buhari for me is a great blessing to every one of us. And those who are just seeing the wrongdoings and, capitalizing only the wrongdoings, they don't really see the entire picture. What Buhari is doing is that Buhari just came in to expose everything that, look, we are here to conquer you people. And this conquest has been going on for so many, many years, right from Babangida administration. So, and a lot of Nigerians have been enjoying it. So they don't even care. But Buhari came in and exposed everybody. And it's very unfortunate that we, even in the South, that claim to be different from these people, from our
You,
action,
you
we are
see,
not.
James, that
Yeah.
road thing that you were talking about just now. Let me
Yeah.
show you something quickly. You are saying this is something that it shocks me, and I want to see your reaction and everybody else that is here as well. See this
Okay.
and tell me what your reaction is. Some of you may have seen it already.
Oga una good evening or good morning o. My name na Paulson Great. My name na Labalawane. Na how we wan take get Nigeria wey go work for all of us, na all of us dey fight for. Igara na my community, Akukwo Edo na my local government. Nigeria na we country together. So if we dey see wetin no good, we go talk about am. When we do Secretariat Road by the grace of God, when Edo State government do that Secretariat Road, I work for that Secretariat Road. And I know wetin I do there because na my community. If they say make I open reach here, I go open everything because I tell the white man Koro say, this one na my community, wetin I fit do wey go help my community, I go do am. Today that road, e better pass the whole road wey dey Akukwo Edo. If they wan count good road for Edo State, that local government road join am. Oga, make una see road wey dem dey do. Wabe see camera no back. They don't ever do road where be say the drainage go stop at that dead end. Nothing there. This granite, the drainage where they see so concrete road no day. I don't know where they go carry plaster, the plaster wall. Road no day, nothing there. See the ground. They do and come reach there then. Nothing there. Carry the video, they come, may you show me this thing. Waka they come, wabe kere korame, wabe. Waka come, follow me, come.
This one of my state now.
Wow.
Is it Buhari that is responsible for this one?
You go do
No.
road. If they want
Not
do
at
road,
all.
after you
Okay.
pour out slag, you go
See,
pour some see road oh. See my hand. Now the road
see
where they
person
do
dey
be
use am
this.
take dey remove
See
road
the
o.
road. Now me see.
You see
Now
Okay.
my
road?
bare hand be this. See
Let
am.
You
me
see
go.
road?
You dey see am. If motor waka for this thing now, the very day you go remove am. You dey see am na my hand that take dey open am so. Now our community be this. Which kind rubbish be this one? I know say they go say the one where our people do, senator, e not do. But that rubbish where they always talk say our bread is better than none. I kill Nigeria call it today. So if you want to do something, do and where. You not put stone base, you not put anything. At least now somebody award this contract. You should look at the contractor that is doing this job. You not go do anything. Then you will say, they don't do it. At all, nine back. Now the at all, nine put us for where we did so. Technical road, see how we dey do this road. And the road don scatter finish so. Carry motor, pass here, go down. And the road scatter so. This one now call even worse. Then they do drainage. How can you do a thing like this? You do drainage, you go end up for there. Carry this thing come. Now ordinary hand that take pass. As far as when they say they do this thing, they provoke me. And one bastard they tell me say, I talk about road, say they put out, they put dust, they never do it. Yes, I said they've not done it. That they don't they do it now. I never talk about it. They don't they do it now. It be this now. But when you say make they praise people put, I am not a praise singer. I will not sing the praise of
Wow.
anybody. How can you be doing
Wow.
this? You are not putting any road in a drainage, and you are doing a drainage. The drainage is stop for somewhere where we say you don't get freedom, you know the flow go. You say you dey do road. What's the meaning of all this rubbish? See road. Granite don't dey anywhere. See am. Me I dey spoil am. See am. They do this kind thing. Where they don't do this kind thing before. Where they don't do this kind thing before. If you don't want to do, you don't do. You know that you did not do anything. See am now. See am. Now be this. See, I swear to.
So that is Nigeria, and everybody na criminal. So this is
Okay.
the country that
One
we're.
man. If,
That is
if
your local government, by the way, is it not, James?
my
No,
own
it's
state,
Buhari.
Buhari.
It's Buhari.
Which one is Buhari in this one now?
I told you Buhari is a blessing. It just exposed all Nigerians, their mindset. The only thing is that Buhari have that vision to conquer, and is
Look
that
at
road.
road. Look at road. The man used
Yeah.
just two fingers to lift.
Stone, concrete.
That it won't even. You don't even need raining season. That road will not last 1 week, and that guy would have gotten. He would have quoted 3 times what he would need to build that road because he will use some to settle everybody. But even out of that money, they just paint black paint on the on sand, and they just put.
Okay.
Look at drainage. My
Uh,
God.
one man.
He
My
didn't
question
complete
is,
the drainage once, and he just put cement on top of sand, and that is drainage.
okay.
My
If they share Nigeria now into even state and say country, do you think we automatically leave this kind of problem? The answer is no. If you see this virus it has already affected the entire system. I don't see anything different in my state nor any other man state. It's just the same thing.
Yeah, of course, it's the same thing now. Go to Lagos, they will award the contract, and by this next week is a.
When you see this, our woman, this our Ugozi Awala, when she came during Jonathan administration, our first complaint was that even the so-called Ministry of Finance, they employ like 60 drivers and they only have like 20 vehicles. So she didn't even know the reason why they employed the rest 40 people. You understand me? And their purpose of staying there. Okay. She was trying to change all these systems. Like, look, there is no way you should be allowing all these people to have access to all this money. But along the line, she feel threatened. Let me tell you, all these roads that this guy.
Because when you award the contract, you first have to agree a plan. You have to get experts to agree. Because you don't just build roads now. There are different type of roads that you build for different type of climate. And the western part of the southern part of Nigeria is essentially rainforest sort of climate. So you have to get the right materials for that sort of space. And the most important part of road building in our own section of the country is the drainage, because there's a lot of water, heavy rain, and there's so much forestry that it doesn't dry up. So you have to do all of that in all of the facilitation so that the water can drain away, and you have to put a lot of asphalt. We're not even suited to asphalt, but if you're using asphalt, you have to layer it. So a lot of things, and then you have to agree all of these things in plan. And then you, of course, as the awarder of the contract, you have to put supervision in at every stage of that contract to monitor that they are doing that contract according to plan. And the end result, this guy would have collected his money in full. The end result is one man, one angry man, going to a road and using two fingers to lift up the hole. This guy is just so sad.
Maybe they may even kill him, because I know my place. Because all these ones, they are not going to like him, because a lot of people have benefited so much from that road, so they don't want them to be exposed. And so coming out to show it like this, they may eliminate him. They can go to that extent. Why they going to blame Buhari for everything? Do you even know that the local government itself, they don't even have access to money any longer? Under normal circumstance, here where I live in Sweden, the government don't award this governor, let me use that word, doesn't award contract. Oh, no, it doesn't have that power. And I believe it's the same thing within European countries. All they put in place is just the policy for them to have the road, and they work through the ministry, both the finance and both the professionals that are going to do it. There are conditions that have been set down for them. That is what they have to follow. It has nothing to do with the governor coming to say, oh, I'm the one building this road. That is why they don't commission any road here. And at the same time, that's a place where they are constructing this road. Like sometimes we have minus, in some parts, some minus 40. And the pipeline water still have to flow. So their PhD holders have to be working there. You don't just carry anyhow people and they are the one building your road. It's not like that. Your technicians, they have a lot of role to play to make that place to work. The ministry have to account so that they can be able to maintain it.
It's just you were talking about roads. That was it just reminded me. But James, just to round off, so engineer can round it off for us.
Okay. So engineer, you can take over and say what you want to say.
No, you can still just a couple more words, and then we hear from Igbo, and then engineer can
Okay. You can see. Look at the whole situation. This will tell you that we have a long way to go. We can't just point to one problem and just use it to solve everything, believing that this man is the only problem we have. Is not. Our people is even worse.
This man is a big problem, Buhari that is, but the Nigerian problem is 10 times bigger than Buhari, 10 times.
Thank you, my brother, for that word.
That is the example of that road.
Ego should continue from there, my brother.
All right, thank you, James. Good to see you. Ego, your words. I mean, that was shocking, wasn't it? Ego. Do we have you, Ego? All right, I think Ego system, maybe network or something. Ego. All right, engineer, round it off for us. I mean, you saw the clip. I mean, what can I say? What do you have to say to that?
You know, if an Englishman said, if you think education is expensive, why not you try ignorance? You see, these are the things those days in when I attended police primary college school in Maiduguri. Those are the things that we learn in the primary school, that we'll have a clay, you put the clay somewhere in the class, during physical exercise. But this is the highest disgrace to Nigerian nation that this is shocking. Honestly, this is still shocking and unbelievable.
It is disgraceful. Somebody should be locked up for that. That's just
no.
That's just, it's too much now. They will reward it again and do the same thing again.
My God, there are nothing like rod, like 16 mm, 12 mm, all this. Come on, nothing on ground.
If you know that, if you know that there should be rod in that drainage, and the man lamenting knows that there should be rod in that drainage, how come the contractor doesn't know that there should be rod in the drainage? Just put cement on sand and tell them that you've done drainage.
The country has turned to something else that according to James, that there is a virus that has eaten up the people that they can't see anymore. You know, and the same person will live in that community to see how water will flush all those things out. You
And that
know,
same person that did that road, he will be complaining that this Nigeria is what the government is useless. He did the road, but
exactly.
then when
You
his
see,
car is talking, that is we're a funny bunch.
but you see the reason why I'm telling you some time ago that Buhari already give them their location. That's
Mm,
it. Buhari
mm,
give you money, go and take care of your house. It's up to you to take care
mm.
of your house. If you don't take care of it, it's up to you. And the same Buhari use a language that if you give 3 million or three, how much was it? Yeah, three
300,
million.
300
300,
million.
yeah.
Mm.
So 300 million. Before the money will get to the grassroots, they must have, you know, skin
It
cut
will
the
remain
money.
50, yes.
Imagine. No, this
But
is the
you know,
most.
because when Buhari made that statement, he was talking about local government allocation. So he was saying that if they come for money for their local government and then they ask for 300 million, they get 300 million. But when they get to the local government, they will ask the local government to sign that they got 300 million, but they will give them 100 million. So when they've already stolen 200 million just at the state government level, and the local governments have to steal their own too. So when they then award contracts for facilities or for infrastructures, then this is what we get. This is the tail end result of corruption after having stolen all the money. So
This
this is exactly that narrative that Buhari was telling us.
exactly.
Yeah.
So tomorrow people are blaming the man.
Mm.
People are blaming him. I keep saying this. If today Nigerian leaders are good, Nigerian governors are good, Nnamdi Kanu won't be in prison. Sunday Igboho will not be. Nobody will hunt them. These people are
The
coming
Kanu will
out.
not even exist or Sunday Igboho.
You
If the country
understand?
was running properly, nobody will come and
Exactly.
tell an Igbo man to come and live that
So
he wants
that is
to
it.
live a fantastic
Because
country and go and
the country is
a
completely
Yoruba man.
messed.
Yeah.
That's why these people they volunteer. Come on. Nnamdi Kanu volunteered. Sunday Igboho volunteer. They come out to speak for their people. And look at now how the result is coming out. The same people that they're taking money to dig, to dig 2 feet or 1 feet of drainage for gutter. Look at this is the highest disgrace ever Nigeria can encounter with this thing, with this video I'm seeing. Honestly.
And they come and commission it and throw big party,
Oh
you
my
know.
goodness me. That's a shocking one.
And he will describe himself, whoever the governor is, he will say, I'm a working governor, improving my people, this,
Oh
that,
my
and the
goodness.
other.
Kai, this video, honestly, the video just killed my morale.
No, I found it depressing. But when James was saying about just the wastage and he was talking about infrastructure, then I remember that video. So I said, let me see if I can grab it quickly so that James can speak to it. But then, of course, I knew it was shocking, And then you came in then with that narrative of Buhari saying that they come and collect money, but by the time it gets to where it needs to be used, they have stolen it so much that the money is useless. So this is exactly the video evidence of what Buhari was saying.
No.
The
This
video
video
is just
tells everything. This
yes.
video
So
tells everything.
this is the evidence of what it meant. They will collect 300 million, steal 100, give 100, still 200, give 100 to the local government areas. All the local government chairmen will steal their own. All the councillors will steal their own. So by the time they come to awarding contracts for the infrastructures that 300 million is meant to meet, that 300 million is now reduced to 30 million, 3 million. So they then award what should be a 40 million contract. They will award it for at 5 million, and out of that 5 million, the contractor will steal his own. So by the time they've stolen, so this is the end result of all of that process. They will dig up a road, they will cut grass, paint sand black, and say that they've done road. They will dig some drainage, put cement on top of sand, and tell us that that is drainage. And this is the end result of corruption that we're seeing right there.
Please, one man, save this video so that tomorrow, when people come out to say they're blaming Buhari for this and this and that
No,
and
we
that.
still blame Buhari because he should be supervising. That is his
But
job. He's a
who will he
supervisor.
put there to supervise? He already
The
giving
right
him money
people, not
to
just his
take care of his
clansmen.
house. They come, they cry. This man said, okay, since you cry, I release the money to you. Go and do whatever you want
No,
to
no,
do.
but that is
You know?
that is where the problem is. He shouldn't just release the money. He should release monies to projects, and then the next time they come, he should send independent people to go and supervise the impact of the first tranche of money that they got in order to get a next tranche. So that should be he is a supervisor, so he should supervise.
The
That
thing
is his
is,
job.
the
The
thing is
president,
where
the
I
prime
blame
minister,
him.
is a
Let me be honest
supervisor.
with you. The thing is where I blame him is these people will do something like this, but they will go and take a picture of different part of area. They'll come and present to him.
Mm,
Mistake he's doing is not he's not sending people to go and verify it. And
that is
this
the
is
thing.
the reason why Nigeria is still falling apart, ripping apart.
Mm.
This is the most shocking video ever for everybody to see. Honestly,
But that is
honestly.
the video that because when we talk about corruption in Nigeria, so that video now tells us exactly what we are talking about. That is the video evidence of the impact of corruption on a space like Nigeria. Because if they had built that road once and for all, one, it will aid the economy of that space, and then two, they will not have to spend
Exactly.
money there anymore, so they can move development to another space. But they will have to rebuild it again next year, and they will do the same job. So it's just chop money. So that road now is chop money for somebody. Every year they will come and either pour more tarmac or rebuild it. They will say, "Oh, rehabilitation." It's just
You
sad,
know,
man.
when the construction reminds me when I was in primary school. You know, it's like you take a clay, you building a clay, rubbing it in the wall. This is the
Mm.
most shocking thing, honestly.
Mm.
Wow.
I'm going to put it
Wow.
up actually on my on the channel for people to see because it's just
Wow.
the anger in that that man felt. James was saying they will go after him, but I think that man is past caring if anybody goes after him because he's been
Exactly.
agitating for development. They say they are bringing development, and then he then goes to see the development that they say they are building. He stand on the road, he sees it's a bit shaky, he puts his finger and the whole road falls apart. So
Wow.
why would he not be angry? Of course, I'm not from that community and I'm as angry as he is.
I'm more than angry. I'm
It's
shocked.
just it's
I'm
disgraceful.
shocked.
But round it
Wow.
off for us, the engineer,
Well,
so we can.
to be honest, I always say this: it's time for everybody to wake up. You see, we shouldn't be pointing finger on one direction. We should still look at the other direction. And the only thing that will make that country to move on is when we start speaking to ourselves, when we start understanding ourselves. You understand? Because if we keep that tribalism aside, if we keep that religion aside, let's speak to ourselves as one. Then things can start moving forward in that country. Because if we don't do that, it's going to be hard. And when you come to think about betrayal, we know some youths they need money, and I don't blame them at times because some youths they finish school, they finish university, no jobs. Imagine you spend half of your years in university, no job for you when you come out. What will you be thinking? Wasted 6 7 years in university with the strike and the rest. So it's something we need to understand ourselves. If there's anyhow, we'll come back, forget about social media lifestyle.
Do you think Nigeria is hopeless now? Do you think it's beyond hope? Because the problems are just too much. There's just too. We have problems with religion, engineer. We have problems with terrorism. We have problems with crime. We have bad governance. And really now, this one, where do we even start? This man is angry about this thing now that he saw on the street. When he gets home, he'll be angry that he has no electricity.
The
Before he
whole of
gets
the
home,
whole
he'll
of
be
the day,
angry that the police are harassing him. They're
exactly.
just angry throughout just angry all the time in Nigeria, frustrated.
Both the police people are frustrated as well, because for you to cover some area, for you to they send you to for patrol, you have to bring income to the DPO, to the DCO. This is what is happening. They will put pressure on you. That's why you see police, they harass people. Police, they have their own family to look after. They have their own children under them, thinking how to feed them. And you have the organs putting pressure on them to bring more money in. This, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know if God can come and rescue that country. If there's anything we can do,
It's only God.
honestly.
You see now why Nigerians take to religion. But thank you, engineer. Good to see you. You're looking funky. Maybe I hope you're not going to chase women though, because you are getting a bit suspicious.
No, no, no.
You're not falling under the influence of Ovie. Uh,
I'm no more single. I've been taken.
Okay, that's good. Good to see you, engineer. Hopefully, we'll see you later. Engineer, ladies and gentlemen, a
Thank
voice you all
you.
know and love. Before we go, just big things happening in this session. So first, we had a super chat from what's it called? Charles Lit Vlog. That is the name of the guy. He super chatted to speak to that ego space, but his super chat equaled the record that Alexander had set just a few days ago. So he super chatted to match Alexander's record. Now, Alexander was not aware of this, of course, because he was previously busy. But now Alexander super chats again now, just to say that I missed the session today, preoccupied with work today. I will join later on. But Alexander has now set a new super chat record now with this super chat that he is setting. So a new record set by Alexander, almost difficult to beat, if not impossible to beat by anyone. So thank you, Alexander. But AI efficiency super chats as well to speak to the space. So we'll round off this session with our AI efficiencies super chat. It says the lower hierarchy of leadership typically mirrors the upper level, absorbing that should be absolving, I think he meant to write. So absolving Buhari or the presidency shows we are yet to understand our problem. So that is what our AI efficiency super charts. The lower hierarchy of leadership typically mirrors the upper level. Absolving Buhari or the presidency shows we are yet to understand our problem. So he is speaking to the conversation that I was having with our engineer. I saying that Buhari should have more supervisory oversight over the people that are collecting money. So accountability is really where what we're talking about. So thank you, AI efficiency, for that. Thank you, Alexander, for your super chat. And thank you, Charles Lead, for your super chat. So that has been the session. We ended on a flat note, that video clip that we saw of what essentially was passing for a road, but it didn't really pass for anything. The anger of the man in the clip shared by all of us, but of course, the conversation carries on in the comment section. So I'll leave you here. Carry that conversation on within the comment section, but here I say peace.